And here we are, approaching the KC Org. This is the far parking lot. Usual state of crowdedness with probably other people. What is interesting is I don't see the yellow volunteer minister stand. I wonder where it could be. And let's see. Well, for some reason, they've moved the volunteer minister's van to this parking lot. I wonder why. And it looks like they've got the chalkboard tech already deployed on the Grand Street entrance. So they must not have recovered it from the last visit of an SP, which was Reese on yesterday around noontime. Let's see if they deploy any of the WTH tech today. Way to happiness. Oops, they noticed me. They're on the ball today. And I guess they've got a team going. It was already deployed on that side. Let's see about this side. Hi, Z News. Maybe they're deploying curtain tech in the front door now. Yeah, looks like they're doing that. I guess the quotes from Way to Happiness, while a nice touch, were determined to be ineffective. Yeah, they're taking their time about this, so we can see their tribute wall to LRH. He's a humanitarian. And what else? He's an explorer and a founder. We can see they've got the entrance to the LRH office roped off. Maybe they got a phone call. Well, they've continued to miss this window. Early response, but late completion. And we have an airplane flying overhead. Downtown airport is a couple miles in that direction.
There's a ton of construction going on as well, though. We went to social.
You know, they still haven't activated this last little bit of shade tech. Let's see if they've backfilled any of the way to happiness tech. Nope. Guess they gave up on that. Maybe someone will come out and give me a complete copy this time. And as usual, they haven't activated shake tag in LRH's office, just the gauzy curtains, but you can't see in there because of the reflection. Hello, hey girl. Awesome bird songs. Oh, you can pick them up. Yeah, there is one in the background. I don't know how you can hear it over the bus though. So they're going to brave the SP and come in this way. Yeah, you're out of the sun. I guess she finally figured out that she's out of the sun. She lowered her hand. Yeah, Shade Tech deployed, except they still haven't got this window yet. And that staff member returning from lunch probably did not notice. Nice breeze here on this side of the building. So I was hoping KSW would come out and ask me if I woke up sweaty this morning. Not a ton of traffic. No, they are. They are science. No, they're not Scientologists. You didn't see too much because they had curtain tech activated. Open the door and all you can see is a black curtain. Well, hey girl, I think we recognize it as boring, but they managed to suck people in. First, the free personality test. Then they sell you a book, although I've tried to read Dianetics and it's like rather mind-numbing. Just like I found others of LRH's books, even in fiction. I could not get into Battlefield Earth, the book, and I didn't waste my time on the movie. Find a ruin to ruin you. Yep. There's our old friend OSA Matt. Hi Matt, how's it going today? Please tell KSW that I did not wake up sweaty this morning. Got an email from one of your staff members hoping I would wake up sweaty this morning, and I didn't. Yeah, see, Jim. You mean Jim McGee? Yes, I understand from Reese's live stream yesterday that Jim McGee is an OT7. And I've seen him a number of times hobbling into the org. So we got another staff member arriving just on time. So I understand they have muster or roll call 3 times a day. Well, this guy may not be Sea Org. So it looks like they're going to sneak in the side entrance there. And they have snuck. All right, it's now almost 1 o'clock. So we should be seeing publics arriving for coursework here over the next half hour. Looks like got some of those people we see down there coming out of the Green Lady Lounge, which is next door. I don't know what they're bringing out, but nothing to do with Scientology. Yeah, Bud Light truck, and it has an American Royal logo on the door. As a kid, my parents used to take us to see the American Royal every year. My mother, having grown up on a farm and actually farmed behind the rear end of a horse, because my grandfather was late to switch over to mechanization. And if she had no brothers, she was elected to be the field hand. Yeah, let me walk down to the alley and see. See if we have any staff out there smoking. No, don't see anybody. What is Scientology? No, I don't want to go in and find out. Okay. Gimbal's a little squirrely. Well, even after Matt passed by, he should have noticed that a SP was out here and this shade tech was not deployed. Or maybe they decided I'm not going to see anything important here. LRH not being very important, even though he's an explorer, a founder, and a humanitarian. Wow. Maggie. I wonder if this is Maggie Kittinger, who is their chaplain. Get a little bit of this breeze while I'm here. Oh, the breeze died down. Well, she walked resolutely by. Yeah. Not seeing a crowd of people. Yep, no traffic. 8 after 1. Should see hordes of pre-clears coming in here soon. Yep. Not seeing anybody unless they're speaking in the alley. Well, wonder what that pickup truck parked there is doing. Looks like he was taking a picture of something. Probably not a Scientologist. They finally figured out they had activated this shade tech. I didn't pay attention to see whether they had put their WTH tech in the window. Nope, not seeing it. WTH tech being an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper taped in the window, and on the paper is printed out some of LRH's aphorisms from Way to Happiness. Maybe that would have got, thought was that would get rid of the SPs with cameras outside, but it didn't work on Thursday, so they must have given up on it. Yeah, 113, and still no mob of people coming in to do their tests. Their coursework, that is. It was interesting when Reese was here yesterday. She pointed out a couple of people doing coursework, and they went across Grand there to the other side of the street. So I don't know what kind of coursework you do walking down the street, but what do I know? This is Scientology. Yep, looks quiet. Hopefully someday it'll be absolutely dead quiet. Yep, see if those are Scientologists. Don't seem to be. Very good. Oh, there was a guy coming down the sidewalk in a safety vest. He went inside. I wonder if that was the guy in the pickup truck in the alley. Looked like he was taking a picture of the next property to the east, though. No, the pickup truck went on down the alley. So maybe that's how they'll evade me. They'll put on vests like they're construction workers and just go in that way. Let's see. Ottawa org had one 80-year-old man. That was it. Yeah, well, the KC org is a little busier than that. Is Ottawa a class 5 org? Do you know? Well, 12 minutes before classwork. I think courses start at 1:30. Could be wrong, but and one of these signs, I'm not sure which, is a Lolita symbol. Still there, although maybe a little bit faded. So they've added these flower beds at the end of the parking lane on that side of Grand Avenue and this side of Grand Avenue on the north side. So I wonder if nope, they have one at the end of the street there. I wonder if they'll be putting one right here. Take up a parking spot for the scientists on the weekend. Yes, Andy Lee, if you're referring to the Lolita symbol, that's a reference back several weeks ago on the Saturday L. Ron Lyer visited. And I had a street person come up to me and start advancing all sorts of conspiracy theories, including that these paint marks on the road are Lolita symbols. I was fortunately able to disengage from him, or he would have followed me around pestering me with nonsense. Deal with one set of nonsense at a time. Hi, Brittany. Have some people from MD Media coming in. Welcome, Susan and Jen. So, let's see if any more people show up. Looks like my view count is stabilized for the moment. Oops, oh, it just popped up. Give it a few more seconds. And I'll catch you up on what's going on here. Okay, it's 1:22 here in the Central Time Zone. We're outside of the Kansas City org. Looking for the hordes of pre-clears coming in to do their coursework over the next few minutes, assuming courses start at 1:30. And so far, we haven't seen too many. Welcome, Fuzzy. And I missed a few. Bob, I can't see everybody here because I only have a few comments that I can see. And he's going in. So we did get somebody to show up. He looked like somebody taking a course. 1:23. Well, we'll wait here for a few more minutes to see if people show up. And then I was thinking I'd walk a block down there where I can sit down, and I'd read you an email exchange that I had with I believe a day org staffer here at the org. Rather entertaining. So right now I've got one hand on the gimbal. It'll be kind of hard to pull out my other phone and scroll through it, scroll around on it. So we'll give it a few more minutes, a few more people will show up. The reason I think it was a staffer because they challenged me to be at the org on Monday morning. So I would assume that it's someone from the day org staff. At least it would be more consistent with that. I sue. Well, at least those aren't Scientos. We're continuing on down the street. Unless they're going to walk around to the back and come in through the alley. And it looks like they've continued on. So hello, MTV Media. Thanks for sending your crowd over. Hi, Susan. She announces Nance's boobs are free in Chicago. Chadwick didn't show. Hi, Jay. So I think it's 1:27. I don't see hordes of people pulling into the parking lot to attend courses. So I'm going to walk just a couple of minutes west here and sit down and read that email exchange. Email exchange from, I think, a day staffer. And parking lot looks about the same as it did when I came to the org, about 1:45, thereabouts. Well, this actually might not be a good spot. The place I was thinking of sitting down is on the other side of this concrete. Walk a little bit further. See if I can find a spot to sit down or lean against. There's a set of steps. So, oops. All right, let me see if I can find this in my phone. Go to the phone. All right, where to go to? A little different using the mobile app than it was to use the desktop app. Okay, here we go. Hello, Auditing Scientology. I am contacting you on behalf of my church. Recently, you and another individual have been filming and degrading our church for the sake of, well, the only reason is you have nothing better to do than harass and defame a harmless religion. I suggest to understand what you are lying about, going to the Stand League website, in which they have multiple pages of articles and information about credible Scientology apostates such as Leah Remini, Tony Ortega, etc., and why it is harmful and fascist to discredit and defame any religion, for that matter. I hope to hear back from you and get your opinion on the matter. Respectfully, KSW. And he puts in parentheses, my name and email have been hidden on behalf of my privacy. Reply to this email to contact me. And KSW is an acronym for, or initialism for, Keep Scientology Working. So my reply, dear KSW, you assert that Scientology is a harmless religion. I strenuously disagree. While not every member is necessarily aware, there have been many instances of child abuse, both individually and institutionally. Why is Dan O'Connor's underage teenage daughter a certified auditor who can do confessionals? Such confessionals include matter of a sexual nature and are often done on adults. Ron Hubbard never made any provisions to prevent children from auditing adults on X-rated topics. Hubbard's treatment of children as if they were adults is despicable. When he was alive, he used children 9 years old and up as his messengers on the ship in the Sea Org. It's gross that every Scientologist sees nothing wrong with anything Hubbard ever did. The participation of children in auditing sessions covering very adult topics has been reported by numerous ex-members and current members seeking to leave Scientology. They are credible, unlike the propaganda from Scientology front groups such as Stand, Able, Wise. I am not lying. Having been involved in a cult myself, I understand that it distorts your thinking even for some time after leaving it. Scientology does have some value in the lower level courses, but then starts to rearrange your brain cells, normalizing abuse, both giving and receiving it. In Scientology, it's called as being bypass charged so as to create no misemotion. I plan to continue my free speech activities to criticize Scientology. For example, why are the shades pulled and the doors blocked every time I show up? This is not unique to the KC org. It happens at every org that has a show window onto a public sidewalk. It was suggested that they are hiding from the press. I agree that the press isn't always fair, but I'm live streaming when I show up, and it's rather difficult to edit that. What is shown is what's happening. If you want me stopped, here's a suggestion. Contact Matt Ward, who I believe is the DSA at the KC org. Have him assemble all the org OTs so they can use their OT 8 superpowers to postulate me out of existence. You may want to consider whether you want to do that. After all, you will be in trouble for contacting a real SP who is stat crashing your org. If I see Matt, I will propose this to him. I forgot to do that. However, that might not happen as I've not seen him since reminding him to keep his TRs in. And I did happen to catch Matt coming in to the org from lunch or wherever. P.S. It's not just one other individual criticizing your church. I've been at the KC org with six other individuals, and they're a large network auditing other orgs. See sptv.space. And my reply from KSW. I know who you are. I know that you know nothing about this. Getting your information from apostates isn't a good way of getting information, as asserted by the Supreme Court. Dan O'Connor's so-called underage nanny is 25 and just got engaged. So I know you are not a trustable source. Oh, and I had brunch with him and his daughters this morning. You seem not to know what you are talking about. Maybe when you can credit a source, I'll believe the bull that your old wants me thinking with. Again, I know who you are. I've seen you myself. Again, credit a source and I probably won't change my mind. About the stat crashing, you've done nothing but film members outside the church. And I know that for a fact. You've done nothing but boost our stats. So I thank you for that. Disrespectfully, KSW. P.S. I see you. And my reply, you're not doing too well in the credibility department. I never mentioned anybody's nanny. Source, read my email again. As far as the Supreme Court ruling on getting information from apostates, please cite case law. And I've done more than just filming member. If that boosts your stats, why do members go to extreme lengths to avoid me? And doing a site about the underage nanny. Well, I think it's been a few years since she became a nanny. I don't think I've seen her picture. I don't think she's 25, but I would put her at closer to 20. But whether 25 is accurate or not is really beside the point. I think that it's been quite a number of years since she was removed from public school to become the O'Connor's nanny. So in the time intervening years, she's gotten a little bit older. KSW replied, "Listen here, I know you. I know who you are. I know that all you do is harass members of the church. No one's taking extreme lengths for you. No one will ever do that for you. You're not special enough. Sucks to suck." See, I wanted to keep this civilized and not us yelling at each other over email. But I guess you have such a short temper that you will go to any lengths to defame anyone who doesn't agree with you. I wanted to genuinely talk to you and know where you got your hate from, although it's probably from your kids never talking to you because how boring you are. I mean, you do nothing else but harass people in your old age. You're cooked. KSW, I see you. And KSW, you might want to word clear your, Y-O-U-R, and word clear Y-O-U''R-E, and learn the difference between those two spellings and when to use which spelling when. So I took it down. My reply was a little shorter. "We'll see you down at the org so as to help elevate your stats. Have a nice evening." And KSW replied, "Is that a threat?" NVM, I think it's never mind. It's time to go to bed, Gramps. If you want to fight, pull up Monday. I hope you wake up sweaty. KSW, I see you. And I replied, now, keep her TRs in. And I got a reply from them saying, that won't work for me. And that's a reference to when I had my encounter, about 2 weeks ago. Matt looked like he was OSA Matt looked like he was just about ready to haul off and hit me. And I said, keep her TRs in to keep the situation from escalating further. So, rather interesting. So, I think I'm going to end this stream for now. I might be back later, but we'll see. Bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.